Welcome back to another LNG Elite War recap. We had a victory over SPC Boyz, TRS, 55-38. And as you can see, they pretty much just gave up on the war. If they wanted to make it close or have a shot at winning, they probably could have. But they just decided not to bother hitting quite a few of our bases. So we left more stars than we should have. One on number 1, one on number 4, 2 on number 8, and 1 on number 10. We just ran out of attacks. Um, and we had a couple of fails that probably shouldn't have been, and that's where we ended. So let's take out DC King's attack on number 14. This is Pikas and Wizards. It's pretty much a go wipe without the golems. Or giants for a Town Hall 8 size. One thing I would like to see DC King do in the future is, if you're going to do something like this, drop a few wizards, bring a hog or two, and a 10 to 20 archers, and pull the CC off to the side and kill it, and get that squared away. Because as you can see, you're kind of wasting a lot of your wizards. I know you brought a lot of them, but you're wasting a lot of wizards that, the higher up you get, the more you're going to need those wizards in the future. So pull that, double poison it, or throw some archers at it, maybe drop in a couple of wizards, and, then get to work. So we're just going to fast forward through this since it was a pretty self-forward attack. And it's such a low base that, you probably could have thrown almost anything at it and gotten the 3-star. So, clears everybody up. Gets through. Good attack. Got the 3-star that we needed. And there you go. Let's see. It was Dan the Man. Let's see, I don't recall what this was. This was a Valk attack. So this is pretty much the way you guys should be doing your Town Hall 8 Valk attacks. Drop that golem. Get the wizards down to create the funnel, because you don't want those Valks running to the end. You got the CC pull there with the golem. A little late on the poison. Probably should have got that quite a bit earlier, because that golem's just getting taken out. But the bowlers come in, and the Valks go in, clear out this middle. This was kind of a difficult base to look at, figure out, could you hit it from the air and hit it with the dragons, or would it be better off just to Valk it? And I think we just decided that, it'd be much better just to Valk it, because of those low walls. And the defenses are spread out pretty well. But I did bring the bowlers doing this attack just to make sure I had the extra firepower I felt we might needed. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward through here. And there's the 3-star. So there's the troop. 2 golems, 9 wizards, the king, 10 level 2 Valks, 2 hog riders for the pull, and 3 wall breakers, 8 archers. And that's normally going to be brought for the double poison kill on the CC. And then the rage spell, 2 heal spells, and then your bowlers and a archer in the CC. Or a lot of times I'll just bring 3 max Valks depending on the base, and go that way. Let's see, also let's take a look at Titan Becco's attack. And this was a drag loon attack. So he gets a nice funnel here. He's going to cut the funnel well, drop those dragons in to drive them towards this AD. And it's always best to attack behind the sweeper. And if you can, Zapquake the AD that's within the range of that sweeper. That way your loons coming into the second AD is not going to have that many problems. And here come the loons from the outside. He's going to use the haste to get them in. He's going to have a little bit of pushback from that sweeper. But it'll end up kind of helping him out because it'll end up pushing those loons from that cannon. It'll kind of redirect them towards that wizard tower. So half of them went there and started taking that out. So that worked out very well. And then push the other half down to that to the mortar. So good attack there. And we're just going to speed through the rest of this attack. And finishes up with the sweeper in the last Tesla. Oh, and there's that Doder hut way out there on the side. So we'll take a look at Hunter's attack here. And this was, I believe, yeah, this was Go Valk. And I don't believe we're able to pull the CC, so it's just going to start the attack and go. So as you can see, you've got archers on the corners, clearing those out since we're not going to be using it on the CC. So taking out those builders' huts. And then we're going to come in down here, make that funnel, drop those wall breakers and open it up. Here comes the heroes and the bowlers. Once they get close, we'll drop that rage and just power everything through along with the Valks. And then here comes the Valks. A little late on it, but got the poison thrown down. Almost forgot to launch the Valks again. And they'll speed through and catch up. The heal will go down probably in the core there. Make sure everybody's up and good. And we're going to go ahead and speed through this a little bit, as those Valks are just going to do work and work their way around. Good heals. And then save that final heal for when it's coming back here on the last couple of defenses. And then we got a good 3-star going right there. Next one is another Hunter's attack. This was a Gobo Lalo. So this is going to be a pretty regular attack. And I think it was very regular for this war. So golems go down, wizards go down, cut that funnel. And we're going to try and enter, I believe it's this section right here. Because that'll give us options, that'll give us opening to these two ADs. And the queen, and get the CC pull. Those are your basic, the basic things. Oh, and also hit this, hit that sweeper as well. So rage everything up. The jump goes down. The heal goes down. Try to keep that queen close enough to take down anything up there. And there's still a loon floating around. So bowlers are getting a lot of work done. At least probably about half the base ends up getting taken out by the bowlers alone, and those heroes. And then in come the loons and the hounds. The first haste goes down, and it's going to work them around clockwise on this base. And then you'll see off in the corners, these builder huts will end up with minions on it, and I believe over here, I'm going to drop a minion. And by bringing those 3 little minions, you can pick off those little buildings that are just kind of out in the middle of nowhere that everything would have to rush back to. So you don't normally run out of time with this attack, but once in a while you do. And then drops the final haste spell. And we're going to see DC King, Abby's, Kana, Abby's attack, Thunderpants. Let's take a look at Thunderpants' attack. And his typical Valk army with the 1 golem. In come the wall breakers, a whole mess of them. And they ended up, nope, not quite opening up that second wall. And then he drops his max Valks with wall breakers in there as well, and that does open it up. But as you can see, his Valks did take a bit of a run on him. And kind of went everywhere but where he was trying to get him to go. But he still had enough to get 3-star and manage that in this attack here. Heal goes down. Everybody rushes into the middle. Working on the town hall, hits the rage, and they'll bust through those walls under that rage real good. He's got 1 heal in the bag. So he'll use that here pretty quick, I would imagine. And there it goes. Forces everybody in, finish it up. And then we'll fast forward through the rest of this because it's basically just going to end up being cleanup. And there you go, there's your 3-star. Take a look at Prosley's attack. And he's going to do a lava loon attack. And I like this attack because he brings along the 10 archers so that he can bring, if he can, so Zapquake's 180 sends in the loons, sends in quite a few to try to get that CC pull. Gets the CC pull on the dragon, brings him over to the corner to be taken care of with the, usually with I think the archers and the archer queen, to get that taken down. You probably could spread those out a little bit so that the dragon has to kind of circle a little bit to target. Once the dragon goes down, here comes the first hound, and then he's followed up by his loons. He's going to work counterclockwise. And you just want to make sure you target all those defenses and work everybody around in that counterclockwise fashion. The queen can end up causing quite a bit of trouble without having a plan to take her out. Might have been better to drop that rage a little closer to the queen, but it doesn't look like there's enough pups for that to be there. But that second hound popping created enough to get the queen. So as you can see, the defenses are gone. He's got cleanup going on the right and left sides. Last final defenses are going down. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward to the attack. That's definitely an attack I need to practice and I need to work on. Because I need to get a little better at that four-hound lava loon. I'm pretty good at the pentaloon, but that's only with, say, loons or a hound in the CC. Give me something I gotta pull, and it's quite a bit more difficult for me. So we'll take a look at Dr. Havoc's replay here. And he comes in with a Gobo Lalo as well. So he's going to have to get to 2 of those ADs and the Town Hall he's going to work on, and then that queen he's going to need to get taken down as well. So there's the CC. Queen's going to, I guess, take care of that. Here come the bowlers. He's going to get down 1 AD. There goes the heel. And then he only gets looks like he's only going to get the 1 AD down, but he gets the queen, he gets the sweepers, gets one of those expos I believe he got, and he's just going to work everything around, speed them through there with the haste spells, and get them, where they need to go as quickly as possible. If you don't get to that second AD, you can certainly get the 3-star still. You just got to make sure to keep everything moving and keep that hound absorbing as much damage as it can, and ideally get the loons there just as it pops. That way you have plenty of cleanup troops. And his final haste should be coming down here pretty quick to kind of get him through and into that wizard tower and the Teslas. And once those go down, all is good. Nothing else for him to worry about. Just clean up from there. And one of my attacks for a 2-star, and this was definitely a Gobo Lalo. Good attack. As you can see, there's a single Inferno Tower there. I believe on multi. So golems go down, wizards go down. I'm going to open it up. Because these walls are so low, I can try and work my way through with wall breakers to get through both levels. Here comes the CC. Rage goes down for the bowlers. We're going to drop the poison. Queen's coming in to do her job. Here comes the jump to get everything into that Inferno Tower. A heal. I dropped it a little early, but I was hoping that Inferno Tower would have gone down with the bowlers. But it didn't. The queen ended up having to take it down, and then the king and the king and the queen work off toward going towards the right, and then the hounds and the loons will be coming in here pretty shortly. So as much as I can, try to get as much of that stuff down in the middle. And then here come the loons, here comes the hounds. Try to soak up those traps. Try to soak up as much of that firepower as possible. Get things shooting at it. Haste everything through. A couple of back-end loons coming from the backside. Take out a couple of those, couple of the defenses. Try to limit where everybody's got to go. And the final defenses go down. So a very underdeveloped Town Hall 10, but you can certainly use that, especially if your kill squad can get to that Inferno Tower. Second Inferno Tower, that could be problems. Right, and then we're going to show Dr. Havoc's first attack on number 1. He got the 2-star. Town Hall 10, a lot of times all you're going to get is the 2-star. So he starts it out with a queen walk. A couple of wizards go down. Probably could have waited on that till the queen was targeted and then dropped those. But I think he wanted to force the queen to the left. So I think that's why he dropped those wizards there. Because he needs to force them in. Here comes the rage to heal up the queen. Witches are dropped in the corner to the west, and they're just going to work their way. Here comes the king and a couple of wizards. They're going to try to set the funnel, so they funnel everything into the middle. And you've got a single Inferno Tower, I think. No, actually that's a multi. It's just it's targeting all of the skellies. So it's just targeting, and then you got the rage, you got bowlers, everything going in. So he's going to work through that core, try to get rid of that CC. That finally goes down. The witches are doing their job. The skellies are doing their job. He freezes that Inferno Tower, the Expo, gets those in, and then the witches will clean it up. So he's got the 1-star. He's working on his percentage now. Queen's in there with the healers on her. Gets the 2-star, and it's just going to be a little bit of final cleanup in order to get the percentage. And he got what we needed. So finishes it up with a 60%, 62%, drops in a couple of giants on the backside to try to get a little more percentage, and finishes it up with a 68% 2-star on their number 1 with 2 Inferno Towers. So that'll be the end of our war recap. So if you're interested in joining LNG Elite, come knock on our door. If we're at war, we won't let you in, but I will normally try and friend you and invite you in later, once we're certain you're not a spy, and probably once war is over. So otherwise, reach out to me on Twitter at Magnus_, and that's at MAGGNUSS_. And we'll see you guys later. Have a good